What's up guys, Lewis here from Indie Credible, and as always we're back to bring you every indie game releasing on your console this week.
As their pharaoh the angels, change Babylon is fallen. It's fallen. That great city.
Up first, we have got Outlast 2. With Outlast releasing on Switch earlier this month, it's time for the sequel to make its way to Nintendo handheld. Outlast 2 looks to go one step further than the original, with more scares, darker settings, and a very twisted and downright out there narrative. Just like the original, you'll need to creep your way through the haunting environments, trying to stay undetected by every piece of evil that lurks in the shadows. Outlast 2 is releasing on Nintendo Switch on the 27th of March.
Give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come!
Bit Dungeon is a co-op roguelike endless adventure that pays homage to classic titles like the original Zelda games. After you and your loved one have been captured and thrown into a cell, you must do all you can to escape. With a variety of weapons on offer and an art style to whisk you back to the NES era, Bit Dungeon may be worth checking out when it releases on PS4 on the 27th of March. Warp Shift looks to be a charming puzzle game coming to the Nintendo Switch. Playing as P and her magical companion, you're challenged with the task of finding your way home. Standing in your way is a series of labyrinthian ancient ruins that will challenge every ounce of your logical ability. No dialogue is shared in Warp Shift. Instead, the story is told through the audio and visual design, which both look and sound great. Warp Shift is releasing on Nintendo Switch on the 27th of March. Remember the classic arcade shooter Tempest? Well, it's back. Well, it's kind of back with Tempest 4000. Heavily inspired by the original game, Tempest 4000 sees us controlling the iconic Claw spacecraft once again. Swiftly switching between the vibrant geometric lanes, you'll need to destroy any enemy or obstacle that stands in your way. With 100 levels on offer and 3 game modes, Tempest 4000 looks to really scratch that nostalgic arcade shooting itch when it releases on PS4 on the 28th of March. Another game that looks to draw inspiration from classic arcade titles is Streets of Red Devil's Dare Deluxe. This perma-death beat-em-up is set in a fantasy horror world that looks to bring the player an abundance of both comedy and terror. Making your way through the streets alone or with a friend will see you come across hordes of monstrous undead armies. Luckily, these undead foes aren't a fan of knives, axes or even chainsaws. Streets of Red is releasing on PS4 on the 29th of March.
You're in hell. It might have been better if you died. One day you will regret being saved. You'd better be prepared. Now you will fight a swarm of predators.
Preta Vendetta Rising is an action-packed hack-and-slash game that plays out in virtual reality, set in the fancy land of Akiran, where a deadly epidemic has broke out and is turning the living into the deadly flesh-eating creatures. Taking the role of a mercenary, you will need to explore these now desolate lands and lay waste to any of these new evil creatures known as Pretas. Preta Vendetta Rising is releasing on PSVR on the 29th of March. Cluster Puck 99 is an original take on a competitive sports game and looks to offer a lot of multiplayer fun for up to 8 friends. The aim of the game is simple: get the puck, smash through your opponents, avoid the spikes and traps, and score in the opponent's goal. Cluster Puck 99 offers over 20 arenas to compete in and a variety of customization options to head into battle with, and is releasing on the Nintendo Switch on the 29th of March.
Head to the garage. Build your very own cool car. And drive it to victory.
Gotcha Racing Second is a simplistic top-down racer with a ton of customization. Racing through Grand Prix will see you rewarded with a host of new parts, and with over 700 parts to collect and build your vehicle with, the options are almost endless. Gotcha Racing Second offers 16 tracks to race around and a selection of modes for both single-player and multiplayer game modes. The game is releasing on Nintendo Switch on the 29th of March.
Insanely fun mini GP race. Feel the rush of excitement in Car Battle, where 4 players try to push each other out of the track. Race against friends, family, and other racers all over the world. Gotcha Racing Second, now available on the...
Oh, hello. I'm Bertram Fiddle, leading Victorian explorator. You just caught me playing this fantastic new point-and-click adventure game from those fine fellows at Rumpus.
The Adventures of Bertram Fiddle is a historically rich point-and-click adventure game set in the ancient Victorian London. Playing as Bertram Fiddle, you'll need to explore the secrets of London, discover lost items, solve baffling puzzles, and interact with some rather eccentric characters, all in the hope of unravelling the mystery of the bleaker predicament, wherever that may be. Adventures of Bertram Fiddle is releasing on Nintendo Switch on the 29th of March.
Lord Arthwipe, Emelina Snoopsworth, Sherlock Holmes, and Foofy the dog. It's quite possibly one of the greatest point-and-click comedy murder mystery adventure games set in Victorian London you will play today.
To live pain again, I feel waves of tears crashing over my chest.
State of Mind looks to be an intriguing, story-driven third-person adventure game that delves into the future plagued by the thought of transhumanism. Now, if like me you're wondering what on earth transhumanism is, Google describes it as the belief or theory that human race can evolve beyond its current physical and mental state through the means of science and technology. Now we understand the concept, what's the game actually about? You play as Richard Noland, a father and journalist who was involved in an accident that has resulted in memory loss. As he ventures through the futuristic and fragmented world of State of Mind, Richard will soon realise it's not just his memories that were at jeopardy, but the whole of mankind. It's the low-poly, futuristic art style and intriguing story-driven gameplay that's got us excited for State of Mind, and you can pick up the game when it releases on the 30th of March on PS4, Xbox One and Nintendo Switch.
Strength of the time. Now I do it 'cause reality gets me like a knife. But now I do.
Ultric may be a puzzle game with a simple art style and concept, but the difficulty is anything but simple. Playing between 2 interconnected worlds, you'll need to guide our little white cube to the end goal. To do so, you'll need to build an understanding of physics, gravity, and logic. Ultric is releasing on Xbox One and Nintendo Switch on the 30th of March.
In a world that's nice and appears to be peaceful, charming creatures that, well, kind of resemble frogs and birds and...
Toki Toki 2 is a rather cute puzzle game with an almost Metroidvania element to its gameplay. The main aim of the game is to find as many ancient frogs as possible and destroy the dark crystal at the centre of the lush tropical island. To do this, you'll need to make your way through some progressively challenging puzzles and meet some quirky side characters along the way. Toki Toki 2 is releasing on Nintendo Switch on the 30th of March.
Toki Tori 2. My Two Tribes. Out.
Shadowbug is a noir-inspired platformer with a unique take on its traversal mechanics. Playing as the overpowered ninja Shadowbug, you'll have the ability to leap from enemy to enemy to slay them in just one brutal hit. This aggressive combat style allows you to maneuver past dangerous obstacles and traps, bringing an almost puzzle element to the action platforming. Shadowbug is releasing on Nintendo Switch on the 30th of March.
かつて力こそが全てという時代があった。人々を脅かす魔物たち。その魔物たちを恐怖で支配する魔王。そしてその魔王を倒す勇者。
We've all heard the saying, money isn't everything, but in the case of Penny Punching Princess, it really is. After a young girl's family is destroyed due to her father's ever-increasing debt, she sets out on a quest to not only seek revenge from the loan sharks, but banish the evil Dragolone family for good. This quirky action RPG offers an adorable art style, iconic dungeon crawling bosses, and a journey through a world where money really is everything. Penny Punching Princess releases on Nintendo Switch on the 30th of March. Spartan is an action-packed 2D adventure game set in the brutal era of Sparta 500 BC. After King Leonidas has witnessed all the state's belongings being stolen and mysterious magical portals popping up in his city, well, it's fair to say he's pretty pissed. Playing through this slick 2D handcrafted levels, you'll need to lay waste to anyone or anything that stands in your way and teach them that no one messes with the Spartans. Spartan is releasing on Nintendo Switch on the 1st of March. Well, that wraps up another week of indie game releases on your consoles. If you like these videos, guys, then why not give them a little like? And if you like what we do and want to support us bringing you more indie game content, then why not subscribe? And to check out more content from us, then why not check out the Indie Credible podcast? And until next time, thanks for watching. Goodbye.